And welcome back to Touchline Talk. Seems like the Champions League just ended because it did, but nevertheless, we're here to start the 2020-2021 Champions League. Today, we've got some really good matchups in this first set of games. This afternoon on Tuesday, October 20th, you've got Chelsea, Sevilla, Lazio, Dortmund, and your high-profile matchup, PSG, Manchester United. Then tomorrow on Wednesday, you've got Ajax, Liverpool, Bayern, Atletico Madrid, Inter Milan, Borussia Mönchengladbach. I mean, these are the kind of matchups we get every season, but doesn't make it any the less exciting. This is what makes the Champions League so cool, is that you get these kind of teams playing each other, and there's always a PSG United type game, whether it's Juventus Barcelona that's coming up here, whatever it might be, just because they're so many really good teams and so many high profile teams. Couple notes here for Dortmund. Thomas Delaney is set to play center back again because Mats Hummels is the only healthy center back Dortmund has at the moment. Now, they have the fortune of catching Lazio at a time where Lazio is really struggling, and I think they should be fine in this game. Even if they don't come away with 3 points, it's not the end of the world. But that's something to note. They are really banged up at the center back position right now. PSG also has some injury concerns. Your players that are out include Marco Verratti, Leandro Paredes, Mauro Icardi, Theo Kehrer, Juan Bernat are all not playing in this game. Thomas Tuchel is hopeful that Marquinhos and Julian Draxler will be able to play. We'll have to wait and see on them. They both were in training. Again, PSG is one of those teams I didn't mention when talking about Juventus, but that have so much depth that they can find a way to navigate this kind of thing. It's not Mbappe, it's not Neymar, it's not Di Maria. That front three is intact, which is obviously the most important thing. But that many different weapons out is definitely noteworthy. And you got them at just about every position on the field with the exception of center back. You got some midfielders, of course, all your attacking players, your fullbacks, and Kehrer and Bernat. So their depth is going to be tested. Manchester United is not the opponent you want in a game like this, but again, United, an onslaught of 8 goals to get the win over Newcastle, but still got some major questions. I like PSG to win this game even with their injury concerns. For Chelsea, also noteworthy, Christian Pulisic finally got to start. Hakim Ziyech came on as a sub, so they're getting even closer to having this thing going on all cylinders, all of these players available, and at least the opportunity to play these guys together and get them acclimated with each other. Of course, you're not going to have everybody available all the time, but we still haven't seen what this team looks like with Pulisic and Ziyech on the wings. So we're getting closer to that point, something to keep an eye on when you get to the Sevilla game, what that starting lineup looks like and how this team continues to come together. Disappointing result over the weekend, giving away a late goal to draw with Southampton. They're another one of those teams that drop points when I was talking about with Tottenham, throwing away a 3-goal lead. You had an opportunity to gain on Chelsea and didn't do it. But so we're still working our way towards a full Chelsea team. The other thing I want to mention here when it comes to this Liverpool-Ajax game. Liverpool going to be without Alisson and Van Dijk, obviously. Alisson could be back in a couple weeks, sometime near the end of this month. There's positive news from what Jurgen Klopp is saying, but we're still a little bit away from that. And to me, this game is the beginning of a defining stretch in Liverpool's season. I wrote about this in my 5 things for the week on 110sportsmedia.com. Here's Liverpool's upcoming schedule. At Ajax, this game. Home against Sheffield United. Home against FC Midland. Home against West Ham United. Those are games that Liverpool should win when you look at Sheffield United, Midland, and West Ham. Or in the case of Ajax, you don't come away with 3 points here, and all of a sudden you're behind the 8 ball in the Champions League with Atalanta in your group. So it puts Liverpool in a tough spot, not a spot they can't recover from, but there's an added significance to this game because you don't have Van Dijk and you don't exactly know when Alisson's coming back. And then the next 4, at Atalanta, at Manchester City, versus Leicester, versus Atalanta. So that's basically through Thanksgiving. That's who Liverpool's playing. If you lose to Ajax in this game, then you've got to go take care of business in 3 straight games that you should win. If you lose any of those, that's a significant blow, whether it's Premier League or Champions League, because you can't be dropping points to Midland in this group. And you can't really afford to drop points to Sheffield United or West Ham either. And then you go to 4 games that, with the way this defense has been playing, even with Van Dijk, you could absolutely see Liverpool struggling in any of them. Atalanta is as good going forward as any team in the world. Manchester City is Manchester City. Leicester scored 5 goals on Manchester City and theoretically is going to be healthier by the time that game happens. And then you get Atalanta again. I really feel like this is going to determine how Liverpool copes without Van Dijk for this extended period of time and possibly the rest of the season. If they can get through this, win these first 4 games, or at least get a draw out of this Ajax result, and set yourself up to be able to get through the group by splitting with Atalanta or something, and then getting Ajax at home, and win those games coming up against the teams that you should beat, and managing to get enough points and enough good results out of that second stretch of 4 games, they're going to be on their way to getting through this group and putting themselves in the position to win the Premier League. If you get a loss today, Sheffield United surprises you, you draw with Midland, any of those kind of things, you're really going to put yourself in a bad spot. And it's going to increase the pressure on being able to take 4 points off of Atalanta instead of 3 and get a draw against Manchester City on the road and beat Leicester. And you can't afford to lose to Atalanta at home now. Those kind of things. So I am really, really intrigued by this Ajax-Liverpool game. Ajax is one of those teams that is very comfortable in this competition. They're comfortable playing the big boys. They absolutely could win this game. And again, you're going up against a center back pairing that is not in any way, shape, or form familiar with each other. They haven't played in this kind of environment. They're both used to playing next to Van Dijk. So we're going to learn a lot about Liverpool, and this is an opportunity for Ajax to really make a run at getting out of this group. If they can find a way to win this game. I think they have to get all 3 points, though. If Liverpool get a draw out of it, they've got to feel okay. And then you go see what happens against Atalanta, because Atalanta's going to take some points from Ajax too, probably. And I still like Liverpool and Atalanta to get out of this group. But my mind can change very quickly if Ajax gets a win in this game. That is all we have for you today. Be sure to check out Chris Brown, 1 p.m. Eastern, right here on the 110 Sports Network. We're talking all things World Series. Really excited for that to get underway tonight. He's got everything you need to know there. Josh Molnox will be back tomorrow morning with his show, reaction to the World Series, all of that good stuff. Thank you so much for watching Touchline Talk today. Enjoy the Champions League these next couple of days. That was quite the weekend we had. Hopefully we've got all kinds of exciting games to talk about when we get back on Thursday with this first set of Champions League fixtures. But that is all for today's edition of Touchline Talk. We will see you Thursday.